Hey everybody, and welcome back to Ready Steady Play.
Have you missed us?
Have you missed Marion?
Oh.
We're back in Dragonholt. We've now got a fancy, expensive model to represent Grom the Dwarf. You might recognize him. He looks fairly similar to another dwarf.
Because the best thing about
Hero Quest are the minis. But this one's painted by one of my friends who's a professional painter.
Hi, Michael. I haven't said his last name. He's only been on the show more than once.
So we're here in the village hall. And we've got to go...
anywhere else because we got kicked out.
Yeah, we haven't found any useful information yet.
Well, no, that's a lie. We know there's a market in 2 days and there's a bonfire. We know that there's a quest at the smithies.
Yeah, let's screw this Fairfax Manor investigation. Let's go do the goblin thing.
Really?
No, not really.
I'm kind of tempted to go to the Drunken Hog or one of the inns. So I'm going to say, let's go there.
The Drunken Hog?
Wow. It's where I reckon the servants will go. I don't think they'll go. I don't think they can afford the Countess Inn.
Right. That makes sense.
Let's face it. We're there for servants to go. So, 3500. What we need is a chambermaid who knows too much, a gardener who's just annoyed and drunk.
I mean, no time has passed, so it's still very early morning. So we're looking for people that are still drunk rather than people that are...
I do believe I gave all of my examples for that. So... The Drunken Hog.
The Drunken Hog is marked by no sign save a discarded oak hogshead. The building is low and square, its entrance sunken below the street and barred by a black door with grime.
It's not open yet.
Its windows are greasy, waxed paper, and the entire building seems like it hasn't been cleaned since it was built.
If 5 or more time has passed, we get to go on.
Otherwise, it's not open until late evening and the encounter is complete.
Fine.
Okay, well now it's me.
Yep.
Well, I'll take us to,
the Chatty Archer? The Countess Inn? I mean, we can go to the smithy if you want to do the quest.
Oh, what about the bakery or Market Street?
Where's Market Street? I didn't even see that. Ah, that was on the fold.
There might be servants that have come to pick up stuff at the market?
Yeah, that's basically what my strategy is. At this point, we need a chatty servant. Someone surly. What page number?
5500.
5500.
Come on, Grom. Let's turn... Grom. Come on, Grom. Turn on the charm. Market Street.
You might be wondering why my axe is so big. Well, the rumours you've heard about dwarves are true. We love axes.
Dragonholt's Market Street is barely 100 yards long. A wide, partly cobbled lane that runs from the village green out towards the fields and farms that surround the town. Along the centre of the street marches a line of trees, providing a number of convenient boughs to which merchants may tie their tents and awnings when they set up their stalls. Why can't I see it on the map then? Sorry. Bordering the street are several permanent fixture stores. Along the west side of the street, a seamstress, a woodworker, a butcher, a smithy. Along the east side, the apothecary shop, a baker, and a Fletcher. Is the Fletcher the Chatty Archer? I thought there was a bar.
I think that's a bar next to, because it's near...
Oh, that makes sense. Because it's next to the Fletcher. A small tea house stands between the apothecary shop and the bakery.
Okay.
There are no posted business hours, and you can't say you've ever seen the shop open, but it's kept in fine condition all the same. A small group of young goats is cavorting in the row of trees, climbing up into the lower branches and leaping down upon one another. 2 small human children are watching and laughing. When they see you, they run off between the bakers and the Fletchers to play elsewhere. The goats, at least, are indifferent to your presence. For the time being, no stalls or carts are set up along the centre of the street. A notice board under a large tree at the end of the street indicates that the next market is 2 days from today. We did know that. Nothing interesting is happening here right now.
This encounter is complete.
Welcome to 2 episodes of Legacy of Dragonholt where nothing interesting happens.
If you've watched Dragon Quest, you know that we can go on for a very long time when nothing happens, and then we had to turn around for more nothing.
You mean
happening.
Hero Quest?
Ah, Hero Quest.
The greatest game ever made.
It's
all right,
fun,
what are we going to do, Ollie?
We've got to hit a pub, or we've got to do that sodding quest. It's getting a bit silly now. I mean,
have we received any other clues that we are ignoring? Maybe we should go check on Mariam at the apothecary shop. At least that might be something to do.
Yeah, I mean, we can. We know there's nothing there yet, just her. And I'm kind of reluctant for the voice.
Well, look, I can't help that they created her that way. Oops. We can go to the village green.
I think...
I feel like we're just taking punts, though.
I know. I want to go to the Chatty Archer and see if there's something there. So, Chatty Archer. Okay. 6500.
Oh, I think it'll be closed.
It's a bar. Why would all of these bars be closed?
Because it's like 5 a.m.
Again, there are no hours of operation. This is the time where getting drunk in the middle of the day was not just fine, it was encouraged.
An archery butt lies under a maple tree outside this rustic lodge-style tavern. Several arrows are stuck within it, and others stand point down in the earth by the tavern's polished pinewood door. A strung bow hangs over the door, nestled under the awning to protect it from the elements. The Chatty Archer is not open until the evening.
Okay, you can pick. It's a good thing we can go back to these places.
I want to go to the bakery.
Fine. 6800. I thought people in the past woke up early and did their stuff early.
Yeah, they're farmers. They should be done by now. You step into the bakery and are greeted by the warm smell of... The bakery has a warm and cozy storefront featuring a counter with various baked goods on display and a few tables and chairs for customers to enjoy their pastries. You step into the bakery and are greeted by the warm smell of baking bread and the chiming of a silver bell by the door. I'll be right with ye, calls a voice with a thick Dunwar accent. Oh, it's a dwarf. I'll be right with ye.
You're so offensive to my people.
But look, it's even written like that.
I know. But your accent is terrible. If this is your first time visiting this location while it's open, 3460. I'm going to cringe, aren't I?
3460. No, it's my perfect dwarven accent.
You murder my language.
A muscular dwarf man comes bustling through a door in the back wall, carrying a wooden tray piled high with steaming pastries. The man has golden brown skin and chestnut hair. His beard is tied in many braids, currently all bound together by a length of twine. He brushes flour off his hands and off the sturdy, practical apron he wears. "Hello," he says. "Me name is Grisbeck Hearthstone, and this here be me Hearthstone Bakery. Welcome."
This is the most piratey baker I've ever heard of. Grisbeck slides the pastries off his tray, placing each one carefully on the shelf beneath the counter as he does. While he works, he continues to chat.
"I don't think I've seen ye about before. New in town, are ye?" Like, he says ye.
You confirm that you are and introduce yourself. He bobs his head.
"Oh, pleased to meet ye. Ain't that fine?"
"Da!" cries a small voice. "The door!" Grisbeck smiles and lays one finger alongside his nose.
"Just a moment."
He turns and opens the door in the back wall, admitting a young dwarf girl carrying a broad basket. Her hair is copper as compared to his warm brown, but the same golden brown skin.
"This is me daughter Penny."
Mark story point N2. "Pleased to meet ye,"
the girl says as she stacks loaves of bread from within her basket on the counter above her head. Her beard is not quite as long as her father's, but it's braided with the same kind of twine.
Wait a minute. Okay, we do not have HA, and stop doing that. 8125?
8125.
Git. Most people don't think they're already dwarf women. It's the beards.
"Penny,"
says Grisbeck.
"you've done plenty of work to help your dad today. You should run and play with your friends now."
"Oh, da,"
says the girl.
"I told ye, what use have I got for friends when I've got the best da south of the Dunwar Mountains?"
She smiles, but it seems a fragile sort of thing, and she settles down under the windows with a knit owl whose head is attached only by a thread. "Penny,"
says Grisbeck,
"what happened to the thing owl?"
"Those boys tore him again," says Penny, patting the owl mournfully.
"Oh, that ain't right."
He tugs at his beard and clicks his tongue.
"They ought to know better than to do such a thing."
He frowns and then shakes his head and turns his attention to you.
"What can I do for ye?" "Oh, you have craftsmanship. Repair the doll."
"Yeah, goddamn yeah. I can do this now. I have craftsmanship skill. Apparently it includes sewing. I thought it was like craftsmanship of the other kind. 3233? Yay! I actually feel like I accomplished something other than get severely brain damage in a forest.
This makes me happy. You take the doll from Penny and crouch down with your needle and thread. It's the work of a few moments to reattach the owl's head, and Penny is delighted with your efforts, clapping her hands together in joy.
Oh, the owl! You're all better! Oh, thank you, thank you!
The girl hugs you and then takes her owl and races over to her father, shouting,
Da! Da!
Grisbeck scoops her up in his arms, laughing and smiling. He presses his forehead against hers. Well, that's a fine thing, isn't it, just?
Da, we have to do something nice for him.
That we do, me lass. Grisbeck plops her down on the ground and places one finger alongside his nose. Just you wait now, I'll fix something special for you.
Soon enough, you are seated beneath the window with a bowl filled with piping hot stew in front of you.
Made with Dunmore ale, of course.
Yeah, I get stamina back.
You recover 2 stamina. I feel good about myself. We get story point Q5, and time passes.
I'm back to 9. Day 1, story point Q5. That's O.
The stew and bread is delicious and filling. The bread is dark and nutty, a perfect complement to the rich warm stew. Grisbeck stands and places a delicate pastry filled with red berries in front of you. Dessert, he grins. A traditional recipe I brought down from the Dunmore Mountains with me, although it were cloudberries then, not strawberries.
I like it. It reminds me of home.
This is home now, me lass, says Grisbeck warmly.
We do not have the item. I feel like I'd be annoyed that I'm asking them about my home, but at the same point, it makes sense that I'm going to ask them what it's like since I've been kicked out. But
yeah, maybe instead of tell me about the Dunmore Mountains, it could be like,
yeah.
Do you have any news from the Dunmore Mountains?
Yeah, any news from home? 3700. Any news from home? Do my parents miss me? Do they regret kicking me out? If the answer to either of those questions is no, don't tell me.
Well, it's really nice now that horrible musician's gone.
Wait a minute. What? Oh, crap. It actually says that.
Ah, the mountains. I do miss them dearly, sighs Grisbeck. The story goes that when the dragons came to follow us there, they turned back for they saw the Yuthrites had made us a perfect home.
He laughs as his daughter rolls her eyes and goes back to playing with her doll.
I miss the sheer white beauty of the peaks, the carvings of me ancestors, and the echoing deep halls. Ah, but the mountains, they're not fit for a safe place to raise a daughter. Not anymore.
He shakes his head and leans on the bakery's counter, staring off into the distance.
It were a goblin what got me wife, Penny's ma. Barbed arrows they used, and they killed her for a loaf of bread, to be sure. But there are worse things moving in the deep, and the guardians ain't what they used to be.
He grins and slaps his palm on the counter.
So me and me Penny, we came here, and a good thing we did too. Why, we'd never have met ye, would we not?
Time passes. This encounter is complete. That took all morning.
Go talk to a dwarf about his home. That's a surefire. Well, we don't even get any. Okay.
Okay. So now where are we going? We've wasted literally the morning. We are now in the afternoon.
Oh wow! So just go straight from morning to afternoon.
Yep, 2 hours, 2 time passes of morning, and then it's afternoon.
Dear Lord,
should we go to the smithy? I feel like we probably need to do this quest before.
No, I think this. I don't think that the Goblin Quest. I actually think the Goblin Quest might lead us on to another book.
Okay.
That's metagaming. I apologize, but I feel like we've got a quest to resolve here. First.
Well, surely that's the overarching quest.
Which is how to get to see. I think we should go to the Countess Inn. It's the last place we haven't checked.
Yeah. Okay. 4200.
I chose the bakery, so you're the active player on this one.
4200. For the love of God, if there's another Dunwar dwarf there, I'm not asking for news from home. Even I got bored by that. It's my home.
Well, we know now that there's something going on in the deeps of Dunwar.
Yeah, it's buggered. The Countess Inn.
A painted sign showing a woman's profile with a silver coronet adorns this 2-story building. The ground floor is of pale red stone, while the upper story is a sprawling half-timber affair, hanging over the entrance and supported by thick wooden posts. Flower boxes filled with colourful flowers are arranged between the support beams. This is the first time visiting this location. Go to
8742. Apparently we can go back there in the same day.
Interesting.
Well, that makes sense.
The Countess Inn's common room is hung with old faded banners, most showing some variant of the black and white Dragon Quest. The coat of arms of the various rulers of Dragonholt going back for generations. The far wall is painted with an expensive mural showing a large tree that you take to be the great oak at the heart of the Eventide forest. Its boughs enfolding the figure of a green-eyed woman wearing a silver coronet, presumably Countess Regina. Also, there's loads of badgers. The patrons in the common room are a collection of men and women of various races, all in their middle or later years. Well-to-do, judging from their clothing, they talk quietly in small groups or sit reading, or napping, by one of the two hearths on either side of the room. You find yourself matching their demeanor, walking more carefully, lowering your voice, almost without meaning to. An elderly human woman in a green dress sits at a table directly beneath the painted tree, and waves you over as soon as she catches your eye.
Welcome to the Countess Inn,
she says in a hushed tone.
You must be new to the village. I'm Ursula. If there's anything you need, don't hesitate to ask me or my daughter.
She motions toward a slender, almost ethereal woman in her middle years carrying a tray through the common room.
Pretty young thing, isn't she? The only one of my children left. The others have all moved away.
You notice on the wall behind the counter a signpost indicating that Mariam is banned.
It's literally got a picture of her with an axe through it. Okay.
If story point we don't have that?
Nope. So 5562.
Man, I feel like we missed out on all kinds of shit.
I think if we went on that goblin quest.
No, I don't think that's what we missed. Maybe we just missed out.
To be honest, a little bit of me is wondering if I should have marked down which one we needed for Fairfax Manor. You know, it said if we've not got this done, we can't get in.
Oh yeah, it was like S6 or I.
Probably should have recorded that.
8 or I6. Sure, I mean, I guess. But the thing is, we're not going to be able. We wouldn't know. What did I just say? We're going to
5562.
A small group of silver-haired men and women ponder over a board of light and dark squares adorned with wooden playing pieces. A man half reads, half dozes by the fire. The room is filled with a vibrant, intense hush. Ursula sits in her usual seat beneath the painted tree, sipping tea from a silver cup. So we can get something to eat. Requires us to each spend 5 gold. We can deliver the letter to Ursula,
which we don't have because we don't have the story point. So we
requires
don't.
Story point 03.
Yeah. Or we can leave. So, well, is there any reason to eat? We've just ate at a bakery after just having breakfast.
I don't think we need to eat.
No, let's leave.
So we leave.
Right. Okay.
How do we get into the manor?
All of those buildings.
Why don't you stealth?
All of those buildings were awash. Smithy is the only place we know to go. We've tried every bloody tavern and inn. We've even tried the marketplace.
We haven't tried the village green. Okay, well, I mean, I guess it's actually my turn.
But yeah, you get to choose.
I'll let you choose because...
No, you go where you like. I'm just... We're going like, oh, all of these things, can't do them.
This shrine? This looks like serious business. Like, it's a really big, detailed building.
Is it just me, or does it kind of look like a sad face?
A little bit, yeah.
Let's go there on that then. Why is the shrine sad?
Well, I'm just trying to think. Have we had any clues that might indicate where we could get into Fairfax Manor?
Nope. The clue was go to the village hall, try an inn, or go back to the Swan and ask questions. We've done everything but go back to the Swan.
Well, should we go back to the Swan?
We wandered out after having a hearty breakfast. We stopped by the village hall and learned there was a problem. Then we went to the baker's and had another massive breakfast. It was so big it took us to the afternoon. And then we tried 3 inns where we turned down a third meal because we were just too full. And then we decided to come back here for 11sies. It's your choice. I'm just mocking it.
Hey, look, Hunter would have us go to the northern road and then leave the town.
Your friend wrote to us.
Yeah, I know. You can see Hunter's getting visibly anxious as we've been turned away from the manor and can't find any further information.
Quick, use your awareness.
Can we go to the guard station?
Yeah, if you like.
I mean, we're basically just playing crapshoot here.
At this point, roll a dice.
We don't have any...
Guard station if you like. I've got streetwise. I can bribe a guard. Find out what's going on. I actually figured I'd be able to bribe a bloody servant at the Fairfax Manor, but...
5230. Yeah. You can see that Hunter's getting visibly more anxious as we've been turned away from the manor. So he's like, see if you can find out any information from the guards that might be useful.
Hello, guardsman. I'm trying to break into Fairfax Manor because they won't talk to me. Any tips? Why are you putting me in?
No, just like, is there anything unusual going on at the manor? Have you noticed anything interesting?
Yeah, they turn everyone away.
The guard station is used as a meeting place for the village guard and a place to store a few implements of war. to store the few implements of war the village has. An attached annex, accessible only from the outside, serves as a jail cell, although it is rarely used. Behind the building is a training area with several training dummies. 1868.
First time visiting. If I get arrested, I'm blaming you. As far as I'm aware, they don't know me here. I haven't had a chance to play anywhere.
A dull thwack sounds as you circle around to the rear of the guardhouse.
Keep your shield up,
calls a gruff voice. My shield is fine, drawls another. Two guards, both human, are sparring with wooden swords and shields. One a woman with a bored expression, the other a lantern-jawed man whose face is red with frustration. An orc man, his head spotted with wispy grey hair, sits and watches them, shaking his head.
Your shield is fine against Dakin here, but against a real opponent, you'd be dead, Taylor.
Dakin, the human man, puffs out his chest and lowers his sword.
It's not becoming to strike a lady, that's all.
Taylor rolls her eyes. An easy thing for you to say after you've spent all morning trying to strike and failing. She throws her sword and shield down. This is pointless. I'm already a better fighter than both of you put together. I'll be back when there's some actual work that needs to be done.
She stalks past you, barely sparing you a glance, and is soon gone.
The orc man stands stiffly as he notices you.
Ah,
he says.
We don't get many visitors here. I'm Tweagle. That was Talia. This is Deacon.
He nods over his shoulder to the human behind him, flourishes his sword in an over-elaborate bow.
We represent her ladyship's guard here in Dragonholt, such as it is.
Tweegan stomps over to you and peers at you with watery yellow eyes.
You're new? Just come in with Sapphire's niece, eh? We're Eventide Forest, no less. How'd you find the journey?
You explain about your run-in with the bandits and how you and Braxton and Mariam fought them off.
Good job, that. Bandits, eh?
He turns and studies Deacon, who appears to be trying on different gratuitously muscular poses with his sword, peering at his reflection in a muddy puddle in the practice yard.
That's not good news. I don't know who that's supposed to be. I'm assuming it's Tweagle just going, that's not good news. Why would I do that?
What he's doing. Bandits, both not good news. So we've got one
progress of heroism.
Oh, that's what that is.
And
cool.
time passes.
Yep. Then we can request to use the training gown, which requires 7 or less time to have passed.
Mm-hmm. If we have more than 4, I don't think we can get into the manor. Because it's a 4 or less.
Right, so now we leave the guard station. Maybe we should just go back to the manor.
But we can't. We don't have the skill check.
Well, maybe something different will have happened. I mean, like, maybe if we go back and... What I'm saying is maybe if we go back to the manor and they're more insistent, they'll actually let us in.
Do you know that? But should we do that tomorrow? You know, today, but tomorrow.
Well, we've still got half a day left in Dragonholt. We need to find our way into the manor. This has been the episode of us feeling out the village. We've scouted out a lot of useful information. It definitely wasn't a completely pointless morning.
There's been a lot of doors slammed in my face, and when my face is at the level with the doorknob, that is painful.
As far as I'm concerned, your seamstery.
Be careful of your next word.
Your seamstressery was positively heroic.
Gain my stamina again. Whatever.
So we'll be back tomorrow to find out where we go next in Dragonholt.
Come see with us, please.
I'm sure we'll figure out
something.
The way into Fairfax Manor.
Is this the way to Amarillo?
Maybe we should go to the library and look up a book on it.
I suggested that.
See you all tomorrow, everybody.
Bye.